Falling for You by Anon Pencil. The sun streams in through the hospital window, playing out like shadow puppets on the curtain around your bed. You're not entirely sure what time it is, but you know you've been waiting here for almost an hour now, with no sign of doctor or nurse. At least you have your own room this time. That's been unusual from your recent experiences here. How many experiences has it been now? You muse over that for a moment. Jesus. 4 times in the last month. This will be 5. It's almost like your constant falls, your sudden collisions with objects are being orchestrated and planned. Like there's a script that directs you into accidents after accidents. For the lulls. Almost like your pain is some slapstick gag bringing joy to millions of children and 20-year-old emotionally stunted individuals through the medium of... Jeez. Wow. What exactly is in that IV they gave you? Whatever it is, it's making those shadows on your curtain pretty awesome right now. You watch them dance, a dim-witted smile plastered across your face. Your momentary existential crisis forgotten. After what feels like both an eternity and a moment passes, you hear a gentle knocking at your door and it creaks open. As you watch, a small white pony pulls back the happy fun time shadow curtain and greets you with a warm smile. You know you've seen her before, that she's cared for you multiple times in your recent visits, but for the life of you, you can't remember her name. "Hello there," she croons. "I'm Nurse Redheart." Ah, that was it. "Hi," you say brightly, still sounding a little loopy. Seriously, is that IV full of cocaine, or is there some kind of unicorn magic they inject into you that makes you feel this fantastic? If it's the latter, you're going to need to borrow Twilight's horn for a while when she's sleeping. So, what seems to be the trouble today? What was the trouble? You had completely forgotten. You look down again to see the sudden place part way down your chin where your leg unexpectedly changes direction. Oh, right. That, you say brightly, pointing down at your exquisitely broken leg. She looks at it without horror, then nods. "Yes, that looks a little off to me," she says. "But no fear, we'll fix you right up. Have you back on your feet in no time. All 2 of them. She says this last part with a little giggle, like it's scandalous that you're bipedal. Somehow, you don't feel any pain right now. Bless these drugs. But you suddenly feel uneasy, almost without any reason. Something about this nurse's tone doesn't seem right. But you can't put your finger on it. Attempting to put your finger on it, you lift one hand and deftly press your index finger against the nurse's nose. "Boop," you say. Again, she giggles. Somehow, this doesn't comfort you. "So, how did you manage to do that?" You think about that for a moment. "I, fell in a hole," you say at last, triumphant at your ability to remember things that happened only a few hours ago. "I was walking and, I slipped and fell into a big, random hole. I thought someone pushed me, but there was no one there." "Well," the nurse goes on, "it seems you've been to see us a lot recently. Are you feeling unwell, or maybe just having clumsy accidents?" "Now that you mention it," you slur, "I have been falling down a lot." "Oh?" she says lightly. "That's too bad." Again, there's that funny something in her voice. Still, you can't quite figure it out. "Yeah," you mumble. "That's alright though. We'll always be here for you to patch you up." She pauses, and you think you see her cheeks flush a little. "At least, I'll always be here for you." "What?" "Nothing," she sings out. Without any further explanation, she waltzes around the other side of your bed and carefully peers into your face. You peer back, unsure what this is all about. She says thoughtfully. "Your pupils aren't fully dilated yet." You blink at her, not understanding what that has to do with your lightning bolt-shaped femur. Your pupils? Is that some indicator of how many pieces your bones are in? The nurse shrugs. I can wait, she says with a low sigh. So, Mr. Anon, what we'll do is use magic to set your leg. Then, you'll need to take it easier for a little while and you'll be fine. Tell me, are you in pain? You shake your head, suddenly finding words difficult. Then at least it's working. What's working? The painkillers? Hell yeah, they are. Just wish they didn't make you feel so sleepy. Having trouble speaking? You nod. A shame, she says. I really do like your voice. It's quite lovely. One of the many attractive qualities about you. That's so nice. Wait, whoa, what? I love listening to you tell me your symptoms the first time you were in here. So much so that I looked forward to the next time you'll be back. Neglecting my duties, accidentally injecting Spike with the wrong drugs so that he vomited blood for a week. Really? You were quite a distraction. Whoa, where's this going? I just had to get you back in here. But you're surprisingly healthy, you know. Thanks? So I had to make arrangements. Slipping things into your food, setting trap. Only about a third of them sent you to the hospital. But it was enough. Through your drug-addled brain, you began to understand something. You're not sure what, but you definitely know you're getting an understanding of something. Maybe your own toes. Those have always confused you. You stare at her and now notice the edges of your vision are becoming fuzzy. You're all too woozy, all too sleepy. What's happening? Damn you, Ivy Juice! You've betrayed me! But now, she practically purrs. You're here. I have you alone. I can finally spend some time with you in your unique body. And with that IV flowing, you should hardly remember a thing. You struggle to stay awake, but it's a losing battle. Your eyes begin to close, and you see her pressing her head down gently onto your bare chest. Yes, she says, your heart is slowing. Soon now, you'll be all mine, and I'll be all yours. Oh, Anon, I've waited so long for you. I wonder, what does that penis of yours look like? Your... what? What is this? God damn it. Shit like this is why you hate going to the doctors. But this is so much more worse than just turning your head and coughing. You feel a weight pressed down on you as you begin to lose your consciousness. Then, you feel nothing at all. Time passes, and you feel strange flashes of things. Pain, intensity, movement, moisture. You fade between the dream and the waking world. Once you find your eyes open, focused for a brief moment, you take in what's happening to you. Below, you see the white flanks of your nurse rising and falling, her tail trailing in rivulets across your stomach. She's facing away from you, her hooves planted in front of her as she worked her hips in slow, steady rhythms. Almost in the distance, you hear a soft, wet sucking as her body tugs at your dick with each stroke. Is she fucking you? Oh yeah, she is. A sudden flood of sensation washes over you as you see her head tip back, her formerly bund mane swishing around her shoulder as she bobs up and down. Holy shit, that's intense. You feel how warm she is inside, how tight and how hungry she is. Like she hasn't been fucked in a very long time. Her nurse's hat flutters off her head and lands with a soft duck next to your pillow. Even that feels so far away. You hear her moan out your name as her pace increases. You can feel a pulse inside her now, quickening with her movements. Unexpectedly, you hear a soft noise and realize you've groaned in pleasure at the whole ordeal, even though it barely sounds like your voice. Her head whips around and her flushed cheeks go very pale. Oh dear, she says with a frown, panting with every word. Seems like you need another dose. No, you don't. You try to reach up to grasp her hip, to keep her there, impaled on you. But your arms are noodly, and they simply flop around your sides like distressed fish. She rises slowly, taking her time getting off of you. No, weird rapey sex horse, don't go. You're all warm and wet inside like pudding. Oh, alright, that's a weird analogy. Sleep well, she says softly. This dream will be over soon, so try to enjoy it. When you come to, you find the pony nurse looking in your face with an expression of heartfelt concern. Mr. Anon, she says gently. What? You say, coughing on your words. Oh, good, she says with a sigh. You can speak. We were worried that you would hurt yourself when you fainted. Fainted? You murmur. She nods. Yes, the doctor magically set your wound and you fainted back onto your bed very suddenly. You've been unconscious for some time now, and you've been sweating profusely. You're now aware that she's dabbling your forehead with a wet cloth. You try to sit up, and she assists you in the motion. Sure enough, your leg is again in one straight piece, and it feels fine as ever. Your memory is hazy, but you don't recall having your leg set. Instead, you seem to recall that actually happened. You do feel quite relaxed now. You look at the nurse, but she appears to be pristine and normal as ever. Nothing like that ravenous form you saw riding you in your dreams. And yet, you're all set, Mr. Anon, she says. You can have a lollipop on the way out. And please, do come back if you feel any pain at all, or... She pauses and turns her head away. It's a hasty attempt, but you can still see a slight blush. Or if you have any more accidents, she says very quietly. It all comes back to you. The conversation, the drugs, the bobbing, the moaning pony stroking your dick with her body. Holy shit. You even remember how amazing that felt. You stammer at her, then turn to the door, unsure what to do but leave. Then, you stop and glance back at her. If, you say, stuttering out the words, if I need to come back for, checkups more often, you know, if I feel like I have a cough or something, would you be the one to take care of me? You see her ears perk up, and she turns to look at you, your eyes locked, understanding passes between you. She smiles. I'll always be there for you, she says, and it's that same tone she had when she said it before. I promise. Then I'll be back soon. I'm feeling a little under the weather already. You leave with a smile on your face, your only souvenir a lollipop. That just tastes sweeter than any you've had in doctors' offices back on Earth. Somehow, you don't think you'll be having these little accidents anymore, but you have a sneaking suspicion that you're going to have plenty of checkups. Thank you so much for listening to this reading. This is quite a drastically different story from what I normally read, you know? Christ's sake. I've never read this rape, femdom, drug. I've never read anything like this in my life. And, oh my gosh, probably never will again. But, you know, it's something different. It's something that appeals to some people. And, yeah. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me if you want any more rapey, rape-ish, or just flat out rape stories, or if you want me to stop and I can try different fetishes. In fact, just tell me in the comments what fetish you would like me to cover, and I'll give it a shot one day. See you later. Bye bye.